Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie. If you are new here, I do all kinds of lifestyle videos, motherhood vlogs, just like vlogging my life, which I absolutely love doing, but I also do some like personal finance videos sprinkled in as well. One of the other videos that I like to do from time to time, I was doing them last year, but I just haven't yet this year, is kind of doing like a quick sit down of what my goals are for the next month and how my goals went for the previous month, and then any like favorites that I have. So I didn't really make any goals for January and February. We made like an overall yearly goals list, which I can link in little like cards up here. I don't really remember which side they're on. So you can like look at our overall goals there, but I like breaking it down to like monthly goals as well that are a little bit more attainable, that you can like celebrate throughout the year versus just like these big goals that maybe will take a little bit of time to hit. I do think around, I don't know, June maybe, I'll do like a recap of my yearly goals and see if we're on track for those. I'm going to take you through a couple of my favorites for the last month or two, and then what my goals are for March. I'm going to look down at my phone and we'll go through what they are. Okay, so my first favorite for this month is the Food Freedom course that I'm in. It's like an online course that you go through daily. In fact, I need to do mine after I film this. And then we also have weekly calls, and we have a group, like online group as well, community, where we can like go through stuff together. This group is kind of a way for people who have a history with eating disorder, who have a history with binge eating, emotional eating, overeating in general, that want to kind of take back control of their health, but learn how to intuitively eat from that space. I've talked about this a lot in videos in my past where I've been very triggered by intuitive eaters because I feel like it's thin privilege. The only people that I ever see that successfully are intuitive eaters are either like extremely overweight or extremely thin, and to be honest, I feel like most of them are in the thin category. It just always made me feel uncomfortable because I'm like, you have no idea what it's like to have a background with like trauma and disordered eating and all of these things, which makes intuitive eating seem difficult. So this program comes at it for people that have been through that kind of stuff, or have that thought process, or have struggled with overeating, binging, diet culture, all that stuff in their past. And I think that that's been really helpful for me. It's been very healing. I've had a lot of just feeling validated and feeling like I'm starting to understand my body, starting to understand its cues a little bit better, and starting not to place so much focus on how I look. I don't think that's ever going to go away. I think that it's okay if you care about how you look. I think it's okay if you want to lose weight, or you want to gain weight, or you want to do a fitness program, that kind of thing. When I think it's not great is when you start like connecting your value with that. You either like overfeed yourself or underfeed yourself, and there's just like so much wrapped into diet culture. There's so much with this program, and I really, really love it. I will link the coach down below so you can check out her Instagram. She has like a podcast, all kinds of stuff that you can look at without being in the program. I have really been loving that. I feel like it has been just like changing my overall mindset around stuff. My next favorite is also a person or a thing, and it is our accountant. And I'm saying that because the last few years we've not had to, but it's been easier to use this specific accountant that we were using. I just never got a great vibe from him. I think he's a good accountant. He did his job well and correctly. Like, I'm not saying that, but I just never felt like he was helpful. And for the amount of money that we were paying for him to do our taxes, I would have appreciated a little bit of help and like telling us what we could be doing better, what we're not doing correctly, anything like that. And he just like wasn't helpful in that sense, but we still paid him like hundreds of dollars to do our taxes. Another thing was Ben used to be a co-owner. He was co-founder of a donut business here in Chicago that he founded with his cousin. They have since decided to buy Ben out of the business. This was the first year where he wasn't connected to the business. We're getting like payouts, which is a whole different like form of taxes. He's not a part of the business, so the business's growth doesn't affect his taxes. So anyway, the accountant we used to have is tied to the donut business that he used to be a part of. So it was always just easier to work with him because he was already connected to the donut business. Whereas now that we're not connected, we could use somebody else. She was a recommendation from another friend of mine. I just feel like she did a great job. Our taxes were very confusing. We've lived in 2 states. I have a freelance business. He's getting payouts from a business. He works full time. Is that it? We have student loans, like all kinds of stuff. So there was just like a lot. It wasn't just like easy taxes. We don't have simple taxes that you can just like do on your own. Yeah, I really enjoyed this person. First of all, she did our taxes very quickly. Second of all, she got us a refund when I 100% thought that we were going to not get a refund. And last year we ended up paying in a lot more than I thought we were going to have to, which is why we were so nervous about this year. And we saved so much for our taxes. I think she just understood our taxes better, honestly. Like, she did them correctly and everything. I think because we just had such a terrible experience with all of this tax stuff last year, we were really worried about this year. Anyway, we're getting a return plus the money that I saved for my taxes, we will be able to push into our personal savings. So we're going to get a good chunk of money to our personal savings, which was really nice. I will say she was very expensive, but she was actually the same price, if not more, a little bit than the person that was doing our taxes, but I liked her so much better. We had calls with her. She explained to us things we could be doing better. She explained to us different things why we weren't being taxed on it and when we would be taxed on it. So she was just so much more worth the money, I feel like. Really enjoyed working with her. If you live in the Illinois area and you want a recommendation for your taxes next year, or even this year if you're not finished, just shoot me an email and I can send you her information. She's super great. The next favorite are these Lululemon Scubas. I have this one and a pink one. If I have a picture of it, I'll put it up. I prefer this one because there's no hood, and I think in the future when I buy Scubas, because I definitely will, I will most likely not buy the ones with hoods. I do like the quarter zip, or the half zip, I guess this would be. I do know they have like a full zip one, which might be interesting, but I love these. I'm still in my sweatshirt era. I'm still in my like not fully comfortable with my body era. It's still cold out, but I feel like these are just a little bit elevated in comparison to like a random Amazon sweatshirt or crew neck. They just feel a little bit more elevated. I feel like even though I have a belly from my C-section and then also just from like gaining a lot of weight in the last few years, I still feel like it's just a really good hit on me. It's like a tiny bit cropped. I'm very short, I'm 5'1". So for me, wearing like really long clothes just like doesn't work. So even though it shows my belly a little bit, I feel like it's just really, really flattering. So I really love this one. I love my pink one as well. I think just in the future, I wouldn't get the hood. Honestly, just because it annoys me. I'm like hypersensitive to the clothing that I'm wearing, and it pulls back a little bit because it's got a hood, and I keep having to like pull it forward when I wear the pink one. I will say the only thing about Lululemon Scubas is they are definitely pricey, so I'm not gonna get like 1,000 of them. And we're going into summer now, so or not no, we're not even close to going into summer, but we're getting closer to spring and summer, so I don't really need any more sweatshirts. So I don't think I would buy any more unless one goes on like super sale. I will link these down below if you're interested, if I can find this one. This one was on sale when I bought it like 2 months ago, so I don't know if they have this one anymore. The next thing is the pickler tower that we got for Ivy. I can put a little picture of that here as well. We got ours from Target. There is one that's like much bigger that has a whole separate piece. It's just too big for our house. Our house is way too small. Getting this like little pickler thing, like you have to watch her on it because it's still like she's climbing up. She's a little bit high, and so we have like a little mat underneath it. She's not old enough yet to be on it by herself, but she loves it. It's just so helpful. It's something that she can be doing inside because we're still stuck inside. It's supposed to be nice out today, but it's still winter here. It's just like a wonderful way for her to play. And then my last favorite is my Nespresso. I'm pointing at it because it's over there. I've really enjoyed this. It has really helped me get back into liking hot coffee. I don't think that I'm like perfect at it yet. I'm still figuring it out. I still drink my cold brew sometimes. I still go to the coffee shop sometimes, but we are planning, little sneak peek, we'll see if we stick to it. We are planning on doing a no spend month either in March or April. I need to talk to Ben about how we're gonna do that. But if we do, then going out to a coffee shop is really only gonna happen when I am going to work or things like that. So I just want to get better at it. I know you can also make iced drinks with it, so really enjoy that. Those were my January, February favorites, things I've been loving, purchases that we made that I have really enjoyed and wanted to tell you guys about. So if you have any favorites, toddler favorites, clothing favorites, anything, leave them down below. I would love to hear. And we'll move into my March goals. I would also love to hear if you would like to let me know a goal or two that you're planning for March. Maybe we can keep each other accountable or whatever. You can hang out with me over on Instagram and tell me how you're doing. Let me know in the comments if you have any goals. The goals that I have split up into 3 sections this month. I did like healing/health, work/money, and home/family. My first one for healing/health is to start working out in my new gym. So you will see this video before you see my vlog, and in my vlog I'm showing you what our new gym looks like. But we did purchase some stuff to have an outdoor gym here in our garage area because I am canceling my very expensive lifetime membership. I love Lifetime. I'm just like not at a point in my life where I can be going to Lifetime all the time. And in order to make it worth the price, I need to be going more than I am. I'm gonna miss my Pilates class because it's like almost basically like a solo class. I love my teacher, but even that I'm paying extra on top of my Lifetime membership for that because it's like an extra class. So I'm paying so much for it. I'm excited to start working out in my new gym. I didn't put like a number on this. I just wanted to put start working out in my new gym. I basically want to just start getting into the habit to working out there a couple times a week, getting used to it, figuring out what I like to do. We did buy a cable machine, which I'm really excited about because I can do like all kinds of cable workouts. We already have dumbbells, we have a kettlebell, we have like resistance bands, and then we bought a bench as well. So we'll have a couple of things that I can do out there. We didn't get like a squat rack or anything like that. Maybe like in the future when we own a home and or we are both working out consistently, I would also love to get like a treadmill at some point. We just don't have like a ton of room and we don't want to buy like a whole bunch of equipment. And then if we move back to North Carolina or if we move anywhere really, that's just stuff that we have to move with us and it's just like not worth it. I think I'm excited about the cable machine and the bench and what I can get to doing in there and hopefully working out in the morning now that my thyroid is feeling better. I'm just rambling, telling you guys all the things that are going on. So my first goal is to start working out in the new gym. My second goal is to continue staying on track with my food freedom calls, videos, and work. Honestly, this week I think is like a catch-up week, so I might just like kind of go back through some of the older calls, but I just want to continue to stay consistent with that because I think that it's been really helpful and healing. I'm just really starting to be much kinder to myself around food and body image, which is something that I never thought that I would get to. The next one is notice changes in my behavior around food and celebrate that. So pay attention to when I'm paying attention to my body's like hunger cues, when I cut back on shaming myself when I eat something that I don't feel like I should, start ditching the diet culture mindset and constantly thinking that I need to be doing XYZ diet in order to lose weight. So I just want to like notice these behavior changes. It is part of the food freedom program and I feel like noticing those and celebrating those is just going to continue to help me make change. And then my last one in healing and health is read 1 to 2 books. I have that one in there just because I feel like it's good for my mental health. I kind of took a break from reading in like part of January and February, so I would like to get back into that. Small little goal of 1 to 2 books is what I would like to get done in March. For work and money, I have saved $5,000. So I am saying this because we should be getting a fairly big tax return. We should be getting some money from Ben's job, like his payouts that he gets. What are they called? Cash grants, I think. He possibly is getting a bonus, possibly also getting a raise. Not sure yet. I'll keep you guys updated, but we have a lot of things that possibly will be coming in March, and I would like to save as much of that as possible. So that's why I put 5,000. This is based on numbers that I know, and I feel like that would be like so exciting if we could save that amount of money. Now I will say that's not normal for us. We're lucky if we can save like $100 to $300. So I'm just saying we're really excited about possibly having a big lump sum we can put in our savings. I would like to prep for a possible no spend month in April. I think we're probably gonna do it in April just because I think it's something you kind of need to prep for. I think we're gonna wait until April to do it now that I think about it more, because we already have a couple things coming up in March. That is the plan there. It wouldn't be like a don't spend any money. It would just be like trying not to spend on extra things like going out to eat, getting coffees out, randomly buying shoes or clothes or something like that. Work on upping the game with YouTube. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, the last couple videos I've put up, I've really taken time to make the thumbnails a little bit more exciting. I hope that you guys have enjoyed them. It's a good way to like bring in new people or get people to click on my videos. So I've been really trying to pay attention to that. I want to come up with more creative ideas around what I am filming and what I'm talking about, and like really taking the time to make sure that my vlogs are interesting for you guys. Even though I love vlogging and I'll probably vlog for a long time, I do also want to make it interesting for you guys. So I just want to work on like upping my game in that, upping my game in my editing, all of that stuff, because I really love it. And last, I put no Starbucks except for work. I feel like Starbucks is just easy for me to get, but not only does it cost $8 or something like that, it makes my stomach hurt. So I just like need to stop getting Starbucks. So the only time I'm gonna go there is if I work from there. But to be honest, I've been working from another coffee shop, so I might just try not to do Starbucks at all next month. We'll see. And then for home and family, I put set up for a clean house every night before bed. So this is something that both Ben and I can be doing, but just making sure that the kitchen is clean, her little play areas are clean, so that when we wake up in the morning, we're not having to like clean excess stuff. Start prepping more food for Ivy. So we've been doing this, but we're thinking about like pre-prepping food. So it's a little bit easier for me specifically to feed her during the week. So that's something that we would like to do again in March. And then I put host Easter ? I'm unsure about this. Ben's still not in a place where he can like drive a long distance, so we can't go up by my family. I don't know that they'll come down by me, because if you didn't know, my mom was in a serious car accident late last year and she's still like not comfortable being in the car for a long period of time. I'm hoping that they could come down here, but it doesn't sound like they will. If they do, that would be great. I just feel like we moved back to be around family, and then I feel like we're not really doing much with family. Like we see Ben's parent on and off. We hang out with Ben's dad a lot. Ben's mom comes and like watches Ivy one day a week, and we see Elizabeth sometimes, but we're not seeing his extended family. We're not seeing my family. But like a big reason why we moved back here is because he has like cousins that he used to be really close with. They used to have like family parties for holidays, and we were not expecting to move home and like that wasn't a thing anymore. So that was kind of a bummer to like find out in like Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas time, because we were really hoping for like some family gatherings, and that just like wasn't a thing. We did them like as a small family, but their bigger things were no longer a thing, if that makes sense. One of the things we're thinking about is like hosting Easter, possibly. We're not, like Ben and I aren't religious. It's not gonna be like a religious thing. If we wanna do a get together, it seems like we're gonna have to be the ones that plan it. That might be something that we do, but we'll see. I have a little question mark next to that one. But those are my goals and my favorites for the month of March. I guess my favorites for February. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, me telling you about myself and what I'm planning for the month. And yeah, keep me accountable in my vlogs if you watch them, and I will see you in the next video.